Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to ZOP Gaming channel. This is ZOP Gaming Fantasy Booking, where I, Tim Green, one of the voices of As the Buckle Turns, fantasy book AEW. It's week 4 of August, and we have a stacked show today. But before we get there, let me cover a quick few announcements here. First things first, stay tuned to the end of the video where you can see the top 5 rankings for all 4 divisions, the men and women's singles division and the men and women's tag division. Also, I made a mistake with last week's AEW Darks where I actually posted Darks results for week 4. So the results down below are from week 3. Finally, stay tuned for a special video coming soon before All Out, but it may go up before next week's go home show to All Out, where I simulate in a clone copy of this game, of the game I'm playing, 5, 6 years, 7 years into the future without any matches being played, just to see what happens in the wrestling industry in this game. So look forward to that. But with that being said, we gotta look at tonight's card. It's stacked, and we're gonna go over the highlight matches, but there are far more matches on this card than I'm highlighting right here, so just be sure to look forward to those. In our main event, we have Kenny Omega taking on the 2 people he's lost to in the last few weeks, Brian Pillman Jr. and Shawn Spears. After getting a pep talk from our surprising debut of John Cena, he's determined to get those wins back. Can he? We'll find out in the main event. In the co-main event, we had the Young Bucks taking on the mystery opponents that were hand-selected by the FTR. Last week, the Young Bucks got to do that for them, and it turned out they got the American Wolves, Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards. Who will be their opponents? We'll find out tonight. Also in tag team action, we have the last semifinal matchup in the AEW World Women's Tag Team Championship Tournament, where we have Age of Beauty of Bobbi Taylor and Zoe Lucas taking on the magical girls of Riho and Yuka Sakazaki. I hope I said that correctly. If I didn't, I apologize. We also have, opening the show, Jon Moxley taking on Darby Allin after Jon Moxley saved Allin last week from a double beatdown by Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. Allin said he wanted a rematch with him. He's getting it in. It's opening the show, but it's a non-title matchup. So you know what? Let's get right into it. Roll that intro. Are you ready? Starting off with our opening matchup of Jon Moxley, the AEW World Champion, taking on Darby Allin. In a match that had fantastic heat and great wrestling, Darby Allin defeats Jon Moxley in 14 minutes and 59 seconds by pinfall with a coffin drop after a botched interference by Brian Cage. Jon Moxley had an 86 in-ring performance, while Darby Allin had a 66. The AEW World Championship storyline advanced and gained heat. Finally, I've been trying to get these guys to get this storyline to gain heat since I've started this game on 2020, and it hasn't. But I'm glad this one did. I think it's the right decision here. Jon Moxley and Darby Allin benefited from a groundswell of public support, which is good, and they got a 70 overall in-ring segment rating. So I'm happy with that. It's a great one. It's probably one of the highest ones I've gotten in this feud, even when taken to the simulations I did in 2016. So I'm happy with that. But now, Darby Allin has a win over the AEW World Champion. We already know Brian Cage has the title shot. Where are we going to go with this? Could this be turning into a triple threat match? Or will we get Brian Cage one-on-one, get his title shot, and then we'll get a triple threat? I don't know, but I think Darby Allin's going to be in line for a title shot at some point. So maybe we'll get that next week. Maybe we'll come out of All Out. Maybe we'll be further down the line. Only time will tell. Backstage, Cathy Kelly has Chris Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz ready for an interview. Cathy Kelly: I have 3 members of the Inner Circle with me. I want to ask you, over the past few weeks, you've been getting into it with the best friends in Orange Cassidy, Jericho. You know, Cathy Kelly, I'm sick and tired of hearing about that lazy son of a bitch, Orange Cassidy. He's what is ruining the business. Cathy. For someone who's lazy as Cassidy, he seems to have done a good job of getting under your skin. Jericho stares at Cathy before walking off. Cathy. Santana and Ortiz, you lost your World Tag Team Championship title shot a few weeks ago, but you joined in the beatdown afterwards. Santana, give me that. Santana grabs the mic. You can go. Cathy leaves. Santana, yes, we lost to Chuck and Trent, but they got lucky. Ortiz, everyone knows how much of a joke those two are and are devaluing the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Santana, we are the best tag team and we will prove it and be champs soon enough. That's a nice little segment there. The Bestly Friends, the Bestly Freshly Squeezed Inner Circle Friends storyline advanced with this segment. Of course, no heat gained. It is what it is. And we got a 60 segment rating. It's just a little low. I wish it was higher here, but overall, I'll take it. I'm trying to build this thing up and wanted to make sure we got something here. I'll take it here. Hopefully we can get some life into this going in, some heat on this storyline going into All Out next week. We have the Lucha Brothers taking on Stronghearts. In a decent matchup, the Lucha Brothers defeated Stronghearts in 10 minutes and 40 seconds when Rey Fenix pinned T-Hawk with a Meteora. And in terms of in-ring, Rey Fenix was head and shoulders above everyone else. Pentagon Jr. had an in-ring performance of 68. Rey Fenix had 83. Wow, okay. T-Hawk had an in-ring performance of 56, and Sema had a 50. Not too bad. But overall, okay, go do that. But we got a 64 for that, which is good. I want to get the Lucha Brothers up and hot. Like, I really want to use them in the tag division. Gotta get some wins on them. I haven't really used them in the early part of this show, but we gotta build them up because they are one of the best tag teams out there. So, but 64, I'll take it for not being used, especially with Sema and T-Hawk, who are not as known in the States, so that's done really well. So, Lucha Brothers celebrate their victory in the ring. The Butcher and the Blade run in and attack and beat them down into the mat. The Death to the Triangle storyline started with this segment, which I should have started a while ago, because these teams fought on AEW Dark a few weeks ago, and the Lucha Brothers actually took the victory, so I kind of want to bring that over. And they've been pushing them as a hint of a babyface turn, and which we're going to do right now. We're going to turn them here. That was a complete success for Pentagon Jr. We're going to turn him. Too many recent turns, shocks will build up. Fans became jaded. This turn suffered from the result. Yeah, I know. The turn didn't go down well. It is what it is. Which is going to really suck because my next one is going to really hurt there because we're going to cut to the back. And Eddie Kingston attacks Pac backstage, leaves him down and out. Attack on the Lucha Bros, but we'll catch that at the end of the show. So let's move on. We have Cody taking on Chris Brooks, a call-up for the night from Ring of Honor, because yes, we own Ring of Honor now. If you didn't know, I'll have a link to that mistake that turned out well in my favor above in the eye, and a link. Maybe I'll put a link down below. If not, you can find it on the channel really quickly. But I'll have a link above for sure. But if I remember to put it down below, I will. I'll try. But in an extremely short matchup, Cody defeated Chris Brooks in 4 minutes and 45 seconds by Crossroad. Cody had an in-ring performance of 81, and Chris Brooks had a 37, which for him, I'm assuming is pretty good. I'm not really familiar. An in-ring performance of 45, which is white, so I'm just saying, I guess this is average. It should be higher because Cody, but because Chris Brooks is recognizable, I guess, if I think the game is. Somewhat recognizable, but at the same time, he's not that pop. So I can see this being down there. But I'll take it overall for who it is. It was meant to get Cody a quick win after his losing the TNT Championship. He hasn't had a match since, so yeah, we're going with that. Cody celebrates his quick victory and grabs a mic. Cody, Hangman, we are not even close to being done. The sooner you grow some balls and face me again, the quicker this will all be over. Hangman runs and attacks Cody. I should put it out there. He gets several blows in, but Cody fights back and sends Paige out of the ring. The two shout at each other, and Paige heads to the back. Cody picks up the mic. Back up. I don't know why there's ellipses there. Cody, I'll take that as a yes. See you at All Out, where I will take back my TNT Championship. Okay, so right there, the TNT Open Challenge Championship storyline advanced, but again, no fucking heat gained. I don't know why. And of course, Cody benefited from our ground war public support, which is good, and the same again at 74, so I'm really happy. This is one of my better storylines, and I love it. Now, I do feel a little bad about not continuing the storyline of Hangman and Kenny and build that to like an all-out matchup, but I have plans for them in the future. I really want their big pay-per-view level match to be big. I want to really build Hangman up before we get there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the AEW World Women's Tag Team Championship, the semifinals matchup. Last week we had Livid defeat Raven Goss to advance to the finals. Now we have the AEW taking on the Magical Girls, who will advance to the finals. In a decent matchup, AEW defeated the Magical Girls in 19 minutes and 55 seconds when Zoe Lucas pinned Yuka Sakazaki with a beauty mark. The match was part of the World Women's Tag Team Championship tournament, which is great. Zoe Lucas had an in-ring performance of 56. Bobbi Taylor had an in-ring performance of 58. Yuka Sakazaki had an in-ring performance of 59. And Riho, above everyone else, had an in-ring performance of 66, which is not all really good for them. This advanced the storyline, the AEW Women's Tag Team Championship storyline, but it did not gain it. God damn it. And we have a 57 segment for this matchup. I'm happy with that for this overall. I will say this, I was tempted to have the Magical Girls advance. I was very tempted with that, but I decided to go with Age of Beauty because this. But we now know that Age of Beauty will be taking on Livid at All Out for the AEW World Women's Tag Team Championships. Let me know down in the comment section who you think will be walking out with those belts. But I will take this. I'm happy with that. So, speaking of tag team action, it's time for the Young Bucks and their mystery opponents. The Young Bucks music hits and out they come. They enter the ring with mics. Matt, okay, another week and it's our turn to be in action. Nick, so how about FTR get their asses out here and tell us who we're fighting? They wait, but FTR don't come out. After a solid minute, their music hits and out they come. They stop on the stage with mics already in hand. Dax, oh no. Oh wow, I spelled that wrong. You know, boys, you were right. It is not easy finding the right team. Cash, that's not to bash the teams here in AEW. Who has the best tag division in the whole world? But we need to find the right team for tonight. Dax, that's when we realized it. We were looking too hard. There was a team that was perfect for it right here in AEW. The American Wolves flash on the screen, the music hits, and out they comes Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards. The Young Bucks looks disappointed. So, yes, the Elite Fracture storyline advanced here and lost heat here. God damn it. And we got a 72 ring perform match segment, which I'm happy here. But yes, we're going the American Wolves. I actually had a different team. I think it's Lance Archer and Brian Cage who teamed up here to take on the Young Bucks. And actually got the victory because, well, Brian Cage was going to be in the world title matchup. Gave Lance Archer a big victory as well. But I was like, they're not a tag team. I didn't just want to... I hate like when WWE does it, they'll throw a Frankenstein team to take on an actual tag team. So, with bringing in I did bring in the Wolves, American Wolves in for FTR. I was like, you know what? Seems like a very heelish move to just bring the same team out that they lost to the week before. Let's have them do it here. So it worked, and I like it. I do wish this storyline gained some heat from it, but it is what it is. In a superb matchup, the American Wolves defeat the Young Bucks in 22 minutes and 39 seconds when Davey Richards pins Matt Jackson with a shooting star press. I really have to go in and make sure that that tag team actually has a finisher, because they should. Nick Jackson had an in-ring performance of 86. Matt Jackson had an in-ring performance of 80. Eddie Edwards had a 71. Davey Richards had an in-ring performance of 73. Davey Richards seemed off his game, which is disappointing. And we got a 74 in-ring performance, which I'm happy with. It's very good. So we're good with. I'm liking that one. So let's move on. Nick Jackson debuted a high new spot to pop the crowd. His psychology will be helped by being able to use this go-to spot in the future. That's good. That's nice. I love it when these little things like pop up like that. Azumi, Alicia Edwards, and Brooke Adams are in the back talking when Nyla Rose charges in and attacks. Nyla destroys them. Nyla, just what I thought. Your victories were flukes. All three of you together couldn't stop me. Nyla walks off. So yes, the Nyla Rose Beast storyline? Question mark. Advanced and gained heat. Yes, it gained heat. Another one that gained heat. I'm happy. There. But yes, so Nyla Rose has been on a losing streak to many people. These three women specifically. But now she's attacked all three of them. Nyla seems off her game, but at the same time, now she's just defeated them. Of course, she blindsided them, so who knows. But we'll have to see where this goes for. But we got a 50 for this segment. I will take it. It's for the women's division. That's a very good rating. Yes, okay. So Kenny Omega takes on Brian Pillman Jr. and Shawn Spears. And about had great wrestling, a great heat and good wrestling. Kenny Omega defeats Brian Pillman Jr. and Shawn Spears in a handicap match in 20 minutes and 11 seconds when Kenny pins Shawn Spears with a one-winged angel. Kenny Omega carried the matchup in terms of in-ring performance. That's not a surprise there. Kenny had an in-ring performance of 88. Shawn Spears had an in-ring performance of 60. Brian Pillman was just a little bit lower than that with a 59. And we got a 70 match rating for this. That's just awesome. I'm happy with that. But Kenny finally gets a win. He hasn't had a win since before Fyter Fest, where they dropped the tag team title. Him and Payne dropped the tag titles. So I'm happy with this. It's a great there. He gets those wins back from these two he's lost to. There. Yes, it's only one win, but still over the two people he had. Aubrey Edder raises Kenny Omega's arm. He shoos Brian Pillman and Shawn Spears out of the ring, and he celebrates going to the corner. Cut to the back. John Cena's watching it on a back monitor at a weird angle. Cena applauds Omega's win. Back to the ring. Kenny grabs the mic. Omega, finally a win. A win over my last two opponents back. Now I need to get two more before I can consider myself on my way to my destiny. Kenny pauses and looks out to the fans. Omega, one of those wins will be a first. However, before that I can do that, I need another win back. Kenny stares in the camera. Omega, Hangman, next week. You and me, one-on-one, non-title. What do you say? Kenny turns to leave, but stops and turns back to the camera. Omega. Oh, no need to answer. It was rhetorical. I'll see you next week. Cut to the back. Cena in the back. He smiles as Kip Sabian walks up and slaps him across the face. Sabian. You don't belong here, and I'll prove it next week in the ring. Cena. Sounds good. So the Elite Fracture storyline advances here, but lost the... God damn it. The in-ring performance of Kenny Omega was fantastic. John Cena was a real star. Was dreadful. Not surprised there. Oh, yeah, not surprised. I had a feeling that Kip Sabian was going to bring this segment down because he's not known for going off script where I can do everything else. But I didn't want to hamper everyone else by putting them on a script, so I took the risk. But I'll take it. I knew it was going to probably have an issue, but I'm happy with that. But we got a in-ring segment 66. It's not what you want your main event, your final segment to be. But I knew this was going to be dragged down with Sabian being off script. I just knew going in it. I wish he wasn't dreadful in this segment. But we have it there. We have Kenny Omega not only get his win back, he wants his win back against Paige. And we now know that Cena will be in action next week. So we have that's two big matchups that we now know of. We have John Cena's AEW debut, in-ring debut. We have Kenny Omega taking on the TNT Championship non-title matchup, but we'll get that one. And Cody apparently is accepting Paige's saying that Page accepted his challenge for the TNT Championship at All Out. But did he? Will Page officially accept that challenge? We'll find out next week. But, with that being said, let's go to find out how we did overall in this week. For this, we got a 72 there overall, which is not too bad. I actually think in my original segment, the one for the 7 years in the future, did a lot better. I think I actually got like a 70. Actually, I think it got higher up. I think I got way higher up. I don't remember. Oh well, I don't really, honestly, I really don't care, but because it doesn't count here. But we increased our popularity in 28 regions. 2 regions in America are restricted, and 7 regions restricted in Canada. That's because of our TV contracts and broadcasters. I'm happy with the growth. Will continue growing. The 72 is still pretty good. It's definitely better than we were going into All Out in 2016 because I got some higher ratings. The Go Home show, I know for a fact, was lower. So this is something I noticed that came up in my news segment right before simulating the Wk4 Dynamite there. Mercedes KMV, or as I do, Banks, has been injured. Picked up a broken tailbone during a matchup last night. Early estimates it should be sidelined for a month while she recovers. This is because Mercedes Banks has a contract with Impact before I locked her down. But for some reason in the game, after I locked her down, she's still part of Impact. The game should have, once she signed it, should have just canceled that out, I believe. I'm not happy with this. Luckily, it does not actually ruin my plans for Supremacy at All Out. Technically, I was going to actually give them a matchup this time around, because in the original 2016 game, they didn't have a matchup. I wanted to give them a matchup at All Out. So this actually doesn't really change what it doesn't really change anything. Ruin anything that I had planned. It is what it is. I'm not happy about this. I'm going to make sure I'm going to go into the database and I'm going to change her contract. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought about the show down below. We have one more week going into before All Out. Make your predictions down below of the overall card, and where do you think we're going. We made it to the end of the show, so please give this video a thumbs up. It's a great way to help support ZOP Gaming. And if you enjoyed it, please share it on your social media. It's a great way, another way to help support this show and support ZOP Gaming. You're going to give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and turn on all notifications so you know when all ZOP Gaming Fantasy Booking and other ZOP content go live. And again, stay tuned to the end in a moment to see who's reigning in the top 5 rankings. Thanks again for watching. I'll chat with you in my next video. Bye.